What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Ben's Podcast, episode 15, coming at you with
A little sticky.
And y'all, it is episode 15, and it is, what's today's date? The
Fifth?
The
Fourth?
5th?
Fourth?
No, it's the 4th. We're filming this on the 4th, but it won't be up until the 8th. I'm sorry. But y'all, last week's video is doing very, very good. It's about to crack 60 views. And again, before we get into this video, if you are watching the video, please just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's not that. It's easy. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button on either side of the screen. I don't know where it's at. Because last week I thought I was pointing at Power Director, which was under me, but I pointed over here for some reason. So please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like, and we're going to get into the video. Alright, y'all. So, first thing I want to talk about today is, the other day I seen something on Facebook where this person was saying Pepsi is 10 times better than Coke. What do you think? Do you think Pepsi is better or Coke is better?
Well, I haven't drunk Coke or Pepsi, regular Pepsi or Coke, in a long, long time. So I'm diabetic, so I have to drink diet. But I think before, I'd have to go regular Coca-Cola's good. But I think Diet Pepsi is better than Diet Coke.
Okay, I think that Pepsi has got Coke beat. Just because I think Pepsi is, one, it goes better with a lot of stuff. Like, Pepsi goes great with pizza.
Well, of course you're going to know that.
But Coke goes good with peanuts, too. So, a lot of people have mixed feelings.
I drink Coke Zero more than I drink Diet Coke because Diet Coke's not that good.
I just started my diet at the first of the year. Today's day 3, and it sucks because I'm starving. I did have some fried pickles earlier because it was 310 calories. Granny wanted Sonic, and so I got me a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I looked for the cheapest or the lowest calories I could on the menu, and the pickle fries came in at 310 calories. So I did have them.
I'm not supposed to eat fried food.
I know, but I got a medium. That's all I got. I got
should have got a small.
Yeah, I should have, but it was only 310 calories, and I would have used that anyway with anything I ate for lunch. But I'm evening it out for dinner because I'm having tilapia, and tilapia don't hardly have any fat in it or carbs or anything like that. It's mainly protein. So I think Pepsi's the best because, especially when Pepsi's ice cold. The only thing I don't like about Pepsi, though, is when you open it, you have to drink it. Not as soon as you open it, but if you don't drink it within about an hour time frame, it's going to go flat. And Pepsi is disgusting when it gets flat. And Coke isn't like that. Coke will stay carbonated for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours after you open it.
Yeah, like I said, I think Coke is better than Pepsi regular, but in diet, I think Diet Pepsi beats Diet Coke. But I like Coke Zero more than I like Diet Pepsi, so.
But yeah, so
Coke takes the win.
Let us know down in the comment section down below, what do you think is better, Coke or Pepsi? Alright, so yeah, y'all. As a lot of y'all know, if you're wrestling fans like we are, 2025 is John Cena's farewell tour. And it starts Monday. And John Cena has always been one of my favorite wrestlers because of his attitude and the way he presents himself inside and outside the ring. He's always been great on the mic. He's ended people's careers on the mic. You've had different versions of John Cena. You had the Dr. Thugonomics Ruthless Aggression, and then the John Cena that I grew up watching. And man, what would you like to see from John Cena in his final year?
Well, I want him to win his 17th world title and break the record. I wouldn't mind. I know some people want him to win the IC title so he can be Grand Slam champion, but I don't really think he needs that. I don't know. I want to see him face Randy Orton one last time. I want to see him face Cody Rhodes, Punk again. Roman. I don't know about Roman. He fought him just like 2-3 years ago at SummerSlam, so.
Yeah, I would love to see John Cena win a 17th world title. He'd be the first person in WWE history to do that, won't he? Yeah, and I'd like to see him fight Randy Orton or The Rock one more time.
I doubt The Rock's going to do that.
I'd also like to see him come back at the Royal Rumble or win the Royal Rumble this year, and that's how they're gonna.
Nah, I'd rather him win the Elimination Chamber because he's already won the Rumble 2 times. I think you got to give that to somebody who hasn't won it.
Cody Rhodes won it 2 times.
Yeah, but it was needed. John don't have to win the Rumble. I didn't think Cody had to win the Rumble last year. He could have won the Elimination Chamber.
Do you think The Rock is going to return to the Royal Rumble so he can face Cody Rhodes? So yeah, do you think The Rock is going to return this year so he can face Cody at WrestleMania this year?
I don't know. I think he'll either face Cody or Roman at WrestleMania.
But yeah, so for John this year, I would like to see him win his 17th world title. I'd like to see him win the Intercontinental Championship to become a Grand Slam champion in WWE. And I'd like to see him hold all the new current championships because I don't think he's held any of them. Has he?
What championship?
Like the new Intercontinental. Well, he hasn't ever held the Intercontinental, but the new U.S. Championship, the new World Heavyweight Championship. I'd like to see him hold all of them, and that's attainable in 1 year in WWE.
Why would you want him to hold the U.S. title when he's already won it? So because it's a different design.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because. I mean, John. I would like to see John hold every version of every championship there has been up to this point.
No.
In the WWE.
So you want him to win the WWE and the World Heavyweight title?
Yeah.
No. That's stupid.
How's that stupid?
Because you want him to win the title just because it's a different model of what he...
Guys, do you agree? If you agree...
No one agrees with that.
How you know?
Because it's stupid.
It's not stupid.
Why would you just want him to win the title? Win all the titles? It wouldn't be fun then.
Because I'd like to see him hold...
So you want his title reign to be like 2 minutes long?
No. There's 12 months in a year. And how many current championships are there in the WWE right now?
So you want them in the tag titles?
Yes, at one point.
With who?
With anybody.
What, Dom Mysterio?
Him and Randy Orton team up, and they go after the tag team champions.
No, guy, that's not happening.
I didn't say it was going to happen. It's something I'd like to see happen.
I don't.
But we probably know it won't, because... half the stuff we always...
Alright, so you want The Rock to come back and win every title?
No, I don't really like The Rock.
What's the difference between The Rock and John Cena?
John Cena is the GOAT. John Cena is the GOAT. He's always been the GOAT, and he will always be the GOAT. Alright, y'all. It is time for everybody's favorite segment, Story Time. And this week, my story time is a childhood story of mine that I did to my granddaddy when I was a kid. My granddaddy, one day we were out, and he bought me some of that Warhead sour spray candy. And I kept telling him, Granddaddy, try this. He said, no, I don't want that. That's sour. I said, come on. He said, no. Well, we went to the Dollar General, and when he got out the truck to go inside, he left his Diet Coke in the truck, and I looked over, and I grabbed it, I unscrewed it, and I took the sour spray and I sprayed it over the rim, and I put the cap back on, and I put it where he left it. Well, he got back in the car, and we got to going, and probably 5 or 6 minutes after we left the Dollar General, he went to go take a sip, and when he did, he went, God dang, that's sour. I said, what's wrong, Granddad? He said, you sprayed that damn stuff on my drink, you son of a bitch.
You think Granddad was that stupid and not realize what it was?
And I said, no, I didn't. He said, who else did? You're the only one that had it. I was a terrible liar.
God dang it, Debbie.
That was a funny. Me and my granny had a lot of funny stories like that growing up. But you got your story time ready?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you the time I almost got concussed at school.
Cussed or concussed?
Concussed. That's what I said.
I thought you said cussed first.
No. So you know, when you're in elementary school, you have five electives: music, library, art, PE, And that's the music already?
I think so.
But, so I was in PE, and we had this thing, most schools probably should have it, is field day. And there's a game where I wanted to play where you would put your head on a baseball bat and go around, get dizzy, and then have to run. Alright, so we did this inside with wall on the side of the wall. And so I did it a couple times. I think we had to go like 5 or 10 times. One of those two. So I was a little dizzy. And I started running. Then I started going this way. And I kept going that way. And I ran into the wall. I think I blacked out for a second. And everybody laughed at me. But my one friend. He helped me get back up.
Your one friend was loyal. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna laugh at you, bro.
But I can't get mad because I would probably laugh if somebody did that too. I did not play that game at field day, even though it was outside. So I kind of hit a wall.
Hey. Oh, that was funny right there. All right, y'all. This is intermission. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and
the like button.
And let's get back into the video. All right, y'all. If some of y'all have not seen this year, I think it's this year, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out, starring Adam Sandler. I think the dude who played was his name Shooter in the movie.
He's coming back.
The
woman.
I know who ain't coming back.
The black guy.
Chubbs. Chubbs ain't coming back, or the alligator. Do you think Ben Stiller's gonna come back?
Who's that?
He's the dude who played the nurse in the nursing home.
Oh yeah, I've seen a picture of him. Yeah, he's coming back for it.
I don't think the grandma is still here with us.
So. Adam Sandler's gonna have a beard in
it. Speaking of Happy Gilmore 2, what did you think Happy Gilmore 1?
That was funny.
when they had the scene where Happy fought the dude from The Price is Right. I forgot his name. I have to look it up. Man. The old white man. I have to look it up and I'll put it up here. But I forgot his name.
I thought it was funny when he killed Chubbs.
Is it Bob Marley? I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Another funny scene is when Chubbs is trying to teach him how to putt and he's trying to get past the clown level. And he finally gets it in and the clown spits it back out. You're gonna die, clown!
What's the scene where he's in the batting cage and he takes the baseball to the chest or whatever, and then he hits Chubb's arm or whatever, and then it gets ran over by.
That's when he was at the driving range making extra money to hit.
No, it wasn't that. It was. Remember when he got hit with the baseball?
Yeah, that was when he was at the driving range.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That's two different scenes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it is, but they join into one another.
Oh.
But yeah, so Happy Gilmore 2, I hope is going to be just as funny as the first one. Adam Sandler is a magician when it comes to comedy. So I'm hoping, I have high hopes that Happy Gilmore 2 will be.
I wonder what it's going to be about.
Yeah, what is it going to be about?
Maybe they go into another tournament or something.
But do you think Rob Schneider will be in this one? He was in the first one too, wasn't he? Was he?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he was. I'm pretty sure he helped work on it, but I don't think he was actually in the movie. But yeah, so let us know down in the comment section down below if you are happy to see Happy Gilmore 2. Alright, y'all. I've had some crazy trips to the ER in my 23 years of life. But I think the craziest is when I swallowed the magnet.
Well. Of course you're gonna swallow stuff.
When we were younger, my brother Michael had a bunch of magnets. He had the connectable magnets that had the little magnet balls like that big. And one night actually, I decided to pick one up and start playing with it. And when I was a kid, I had an act of putting things in my mouth.
Well, especially food.
So for some reason, that magnet ended up in my mouth. And my dumb behind, I decided while it was in my mouth to lay back down. And when I laid down, it went right down my throat.
Well.
So I went in there and I said, "Mom," she said, "What?" I said, "I swallowed a magnet." She said, "What?" I said, "I swallowed a magnet." And
don't
she said,
care about
well,
you
we
that
got to
much.
go to the hospital now. And we went to the hospital, and the doctor said, what you here for today, young man? Said, I swallowed a magnet. He said, how'd you do that?
Mistake it for Milky Way.
I said, I'm done. I said, I just put it in my mouth and I laid down and right down the gullet. And he said, well, we're going to have to take some x-rays to see where it's at. I said, and in my mind, I was thinking, I hope that x-ray machine ain't magnetic.
Yeah, you've been stuck to it.
So he took me in there. They took an x-ray, and they told my mama, they said, he'll be fine. Just give it a few days. It'll come back out. And I think it did. I don't know if it did or not, but I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, I'm not going to really dig through my
When you get some magnet.
number 2. I'm not going to dig through my business and see if it come out. So every time I went, I just look for circular shaped things. So I don't know if it came out or not. But what's your craziest trip to the ER?
Probably the time I went to get surgery on my wrist.
All right, tell them the story.
Alright, so I'll tell you about this. Did I ever tell them the story of how I broke my wrist?
I forgot how you broke your wrist.
So I was in 7th grade, middle school. And it was the first day I went to play football. At recess, and this big fat dude came and hit me because we were going up for the ball, and my dumb self tried to stop myself, and I heard something. I didn't hear it snap, but I got back up. I got up with it. And I couldn't feel it. I was like this playing football the rest of the recess, and then once we got back in from recess, I asked my teacher, I think I need to go to the nurse, and so I got there. They called my mom. My mom came and got me. Went and got x-rays. Found out it was broken. And then, so, I don't know how long it was that I had to get surgery, but I got surgery. Then after, I remember waking up, I was in pain, and my dad came in there. I was like, yeah. I wasn't crying, but I wasn't far from it. But that was probably my craziest trip.
And he's got the scar from the surgery.
For my, what's they called? My,
stitches. Oh, stitches.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help that I think you were a diabetic at this time, wasn't you? So, I mean, as a diabetic, wounds don't heal like
that's why I had to get surgery, because it wasn't healing properly.
But yeah. In my life, I've never broken any bones. Actually, I lied. I broke my big toe one time. But I have had some bad injuries. Like, I've dislocated both of my knees. I
hate you. Tell them about that.
That'll be on story time next week. But yeah, I've dislocated both my knees. I've sprained my ankles several times. I've cut myself a lot, especially when I was a kid. My granddad kept giving me pocket knives, and I would be carving a stick I found outside, and I would miss the stick and get my finger. But we're gonna get into the last topic of the video, which is ranking the Scooby-Doo movies. So please, before we get into that, this is an intermission right here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button before we get into the final topic. It's right down here below on one of the corners down here. Hit subscribe and like, and we'll be right back. Intermission. If you haven't already,
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and let's go on with the rest of it. All right, y'all. So there are 49 Scooby-Doo movies in existence. That's a lot of Scooby-Doo movies. And so we are going to rank our favorite top 10. Lamb, what is your favorite top 10?
My number 10 is Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon.
Right here.
This takes place at Comic-Con. I think the mystery is pretty, involving. And I like how they bring the old Mask of the Blue Falcon and kind of throw them in with the new edition. But my number 9 is Scooby-Doo live action.
Right here.
I like this movie because I've always loved live action movies. especially when you go animated for all them years and you finally bring a um live action one out. But I love the cast in this movie. Matthew Leonard does a great job. The Fred, the Daphne, um, I don't like the Scooby Doo. I think he's way too high pitched though. In this movie, but I like how the people kind of they all break up and then they finally have to get back together to solve the mystery. But then my number 8 is Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. This is one of the four, one of the first movies of Scooby Doo, and this one actually really does bring out a real witch. I think that's what's best about Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase, Zombie Island, and Witch's Ghost, that they all bring out real, you know, creatures and stuff like that. I like this vibe. I feel like it's like a fall vibe. Like a fun mystery. Then number 7, Scooby Doo WrestleMania Mystery. As you know earlier, I'm a wrestling fan, so I think this one's a little biased, but I think even if you're a casual or not a wrestling fan, I think you enjoy this. They got John Cena in this, Triple H,
The Miz,
Miz,
Brodus Clay, AJ Lee, Mr. McMahon. I think Rey Mysterio, Undertaker.
Kane. No, Undertaker's in the second. Kane, Skinny Man, and Dead Meat. When they have to face Kane at the end of the movie. But then my number 6 is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, the second live action Scooby-Doo movie. I think this one is better than the first one. I love the monsters design. I think this one's more funny as well. But I do think the villain is a little too obvious.
Yeah.
But number 5, Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown. If y'all don't know, Shaggy is my favorite character in Scooby-Doo, and this one's basically all about him being having a relative that was country. I like the Western vibe in this, and I like how they focus on Shaggy in this. Then number 4, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. I love this movie. I've watched this movie way too many times. Like I said, this one has real aliens in it. Amber and what was the other one?
Crystal.
Yeah, Amber and Crystal. That's crazy how when girls want Shaggy, Shaggy doesn't want them, but when Shaggy wants a girl, she's an alien. Shaggy got that wrist for real though. But anyways, number 3, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I know this is a lot of people won, but I mean I do love this one. I think it's a classic. It's the first Scooby-Doo movie that really went really big. And again, there were real zombies and Catwomen. So I love the Louisiana vibe to it. But number 2, Scooby-Doo, the Cyber Chase. This used to always be my number 1. I think it's a cool idea of putting Scooby gang in the in a game, but again, it's a little too obvious who it was because of the baseball. But my number 1, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. I like this one because I feel like it's a very good. I feel like it's the most scariest they've got to a Scooby-Doo movie, and I don't know how to really explain it. I love that there's 3 different, villains and only one person. I love the side characters in this as well, and I just like it.
All right. Well, that was Lana's top 10. I kept pointing up like this, and I did that on number 1 because I'm going to put the picture of the movie poster right there so you know which one we're talking about. So now I'm going to get into my top 10. All right, y'all. Time for my top 10. My top 10 are... My number 10th is Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, which is right here. So, I mean, the reason why this one gets number 10 is because this movie, to me, is not that great. I mean, Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, I mean, there's really no mystery in this movie. That's one of the reasons why I don't really care for it.
He's just going to different producers to try to get another TV show or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and so that's why I don't really like this one all that much. But it does get a top 10. My number 9 is Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School. So this one, in this one, it's just Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy. There's no Fred, Velma, or Daphne. If somebody have not seen this one, they go to a school filled with a bunch of ghoul girls, like the daughter of Dracula, stuff like that. And it's always been one of my favorite ones. And um, Scooby and Shaggy just make me laugh in that movie.
Red shirt Shaggy.
Red shirt Shaggy, yep. All right, number 8 is The Reluctant Werewolf. This one I like because Shaggy races in this one. I also think that's another one where Fred, Daphne, and Velma ain't in it. It's just Scooby and Shaggy. And I've always liked that one because it's racing, and I love racing.
I don't like it. I think it's way too repetitive and very long.
Shaggy turns into a werewolf in this one, so that's why it's number 8. Number 7 is Scooby Doo: The Mystery Begins, and the reason why I like this one, and it's in my top 10, is because it explains how the game got started. I mean, it doesn't do that in any other movie other than The Mystery Begins. Now, yeah, the person they had play Shaggy, I mean, I think he did pretty good, but nothing will match Casey Kasem. And so I just like this because it kind of describes how the gang got started and how Shaggy met Scooby and all that. Number 6 is Scooby Doo, the live action one. So it's right here. This movie was always a staple growing up. I've seen that movie 1,000 times. And I mean, Fred Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard, Daphne and Velma did pretty good in this movie. I like when they go to Spooky Island, and Shaggy and Scooby at the end of the movie eat a whole jar of hot peppers, and Scooby and Shaggy meets a girl who turns out to that, and then Shaggy and Scooby having that dang little altercation after Scooby's trying to tell Shaggy that his girl is possessed. Your mother eats cat food. And it was just a funny part right there. Number 5 is Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. This one I thought was really cool. How they brought zombies in instead of people actually dressed up like monsters, and eventually they find out why people were turning into zombies, and Scooby going after the woman's cat the first day they were there. Always been a great one to watch. My number 4 is Alien Invasion.
Invaders.
I know it's actually Alien Invaders, but I thought for the longest time it was Alien Invasion, but he proved me wrong last night.
Invaders.
But that one is right here, and I have seen that one multiple times, just like him. And it's in this movie, I think it's a good movie because I mean, the van breaks down in the middle of the desert. I think they were supposed to be in Nevada in this movie, because in real life, Nevada is known for a lot of like UFO sightings and alien stuff. And it's funny how, like Lana said, Shaggy finally meets a girl that he likes, and it ends up being an alien. And then he said Shaggy has Riz.
He does.
How does Shaggy have Riz first?
He had a girlfriend in Reluctant Werewolf. Do you remember her?
No.
That Velma's sister liked them. And
yeah.
Abracadabra do.
So Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders get number 4. All right, here comes my top 3. Number 3 is Scooby Doo and the Monster of Mexico, or Mexico. This one I've always enjoyed because I don't know what it's just got a good feel to it when you're watching it. I mean, have you ever sat down to watch a movie and you just could tell it was going to be a fun movie to watch just by the vibes it was giving you? That's just what I feel off that movie, and I've always liked that movie because people in Mexico know how to party, and Scooby's trying to help Fred change the flat tire on the way to Mexico, and he starts rolling down the hill
like off a grown
like off the grown-ups too. So yeah, that's always going to be in one of my top 3s. All right, number 2 is Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. Camp Scare I love because it takes place around summertime.
It gives me like Friday the 13th vibes, but like for kids.
And I mean, there was one scene in that movie that made me get chills when I watched it the first time. Is when the what was the dude's name with the axe? I forgot his name.
The woodsman.
The woodsman. When he disappears right there, when he cuts the bridge, and they play that spooky piano music, bro, that gave me chills the first time I watched that movie. But number one, which I think deserves to be a number one, is Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, I have watched 100,000 times at least. I even played the game on Game Boy Advance when I was a kid. He wouldn't know what that is because he's.
Yeah, dude.
I know I'm picking, but
I used to play it.
The reason why I love Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase so much is because I am a gamer, and having Scooby-Doo and them go into the world of gaming, and having to beat each level, and if they die in game, they would die for real. And I mean, I just think that added a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Not suspense. It added a lot more suspense on if they were going to pass each level, and then when they get to the final level, they meet the end game gang, and the end game gang tell them why they don't finish the last mission, because if they do, they're just going to go back to the start of the game. So they're happy where they were, and in that game,
always got something from the Cyber Chase when they're in the game though. Doesn't the first three levels seem harder than the rest until they get to the last one?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in the game you got red shirt Shaggy. In real life you have green shirt Shaggy, and Scooby-Doo in game has a red emblem,
and he's darker.
And
then Velma has a darker shirt in real life and lighter shirt in the game, and then Fred has his
mascot.
Yeah, and
Daphne has her stuff that she used to wear. The two Scoobies working together to steal the fries from the Shaggy. I want to know how Scooby...
But I never got why Scooby wore a red collar, because he never wore it ever. Like, in the game, though, they've wore that. Like, Shaggy's wore red before.
But yeah, so that's my top 10. And we're going to go ahead and get to the end of this video. I don't even know how long it's been. I'll have to see and edit. Alright, y'all. That's going to be it for episode 15. Thank you guys so much for coming back to this episode. If you did enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button down below to feed my dog. I'm just picking. I am picking. He eats. But please hit that subscribe button and like, and let us know what you want to see in episode 16, even though I have the podcast planned for like the next month. But please, any suggestions that you guys want to see, let us know down here. All right, bye.